3-0. Str8 Rippin sitting at 0-3. So Str8 Rippin looking to try to fight back and tell them that, you know, they're not going down without a fight, but it's going to be tough because they did have a roster change of their own. Rain replacing Ace. Rain is a great pickup here. Great guy, great communication, has tons of leadership skills. That's something that this team definitely needs in order to take it to that next level.
Yeah, and speaking of Rain here, he's been doing pretty well. He had some good performances there on Team Liquid. They've been consistently in the top 4 for a while. Rain has had some ridiculous, almost like montage-style clips with some of his sniping that he's been able to do. So Ace definitely going to have some big shoes to fill. Or not very often do you see a team just swap 2 players like this.
Yeah, it's very rare that you're going to see a straight up, you know, 1-for-1 trade for trade. And, you know, both teams feeling like that they're going to get a little bit better from that one. And you're seeing the scrim results for Str8 Rippin. It's not as strong as that they would have liked. They also haven't practiced nearly as much as the other teams that have made roster changes. For that reason, I feel like this is going to be very tough for them, not just because of the competition that they're facing. However, we're going to see if they can pull out the tournament gameplay, pull out that tournament energy, and get it going over here. You have Heinz, who's, you know, a very strong player, very strong tournament performance as well. Denoxide, he's looking to kind of bring it back here. He's been struggling a little bit online, but also has some pretty big games. And then Commonly is the player to watch out for here. Just like how Ryanoob was doing some amazing things, you have Commonly, who's just been chomping at the bit, waiting for his opportunity to get into the pros, and this is it right here.
Yeah, Commonly is going to be subbing here for APG in this matchup against Splyce, who's currently undefeated. So let's go ahead and take a look at the series layout, game types that these 2 teams will be matching up on here today. The Rig Strongholds, Coliseum Slayer, Fathom CTF, haven't seen that today, Empire Strongholds, and then an Eden Slayer.
Yeah, so interesting. We are going to be seeing a different round of game types here.
Yeah, so that has changed here for the rest of this season.
So that's feedback that came in probably from maybe 343 or the community or something. I mean, it makes sense. I was like, we really got to watch the same 5 game types over and over again every single day. So check it out, guys. New game types. Hallelujah.
Yeah, and we'll see some flexibility here on what these 2 teams bring to the table, as they do have to prepare differently, and we'll see how the 2 teams match up on the specific game types as well. So like we said, game number 1 is Strongholds on the Rig. So this team, you know, taking a look at the rosters here, Splyce, they kind of struggled on this game type during the LCQ, if I recall correctly here. And Str8, you know, they've definitely kind of in a nothing to lose situation. So as far as who this favors, yes, of course.
Almost like it's the 2 tattoos that I have. Nothing to lose and Str8 Rippin.
That's it.
Did you do that on purpose, Kyle?
I did not do that on purpose, but now it does recall, now that you mentioned it here. But yeah, exactly. Nothing to lose. They haven't won yet. They've got a new sub. There's been some roster changes. These guys can easily bounce back and come out strong here. Nobody even has 4 wins, and there's still 4 matches left in the season. So, you know, they can still get out of this dangerous 7th, 8th spot.
Yeah, totally. So let's see what Shooter's going to be able to do to start this one. Usually you're going to see the camo go over to the team in red, and that's exactly what happened right there is Boo-Boo-Doo-Boo. He's going to ground pound that one instantly and pick it up as it looks like BR base is going to be captured. Renegade going to get the first blood there onto Heinz, and now Shooter going to try to make his rotation over towards the basement. I like that bait and switch coming in. However, Shotzi does have the railgun, and Shooter's on top of the spawns.
Ooh, and looks like Heinz does keep Shooter no shields. We'll go ahead and pick up that kill. 1 stronghold over in favor of Splyce. Of course, that's the BR base. Now, this is going to be a big battle here over at BR base. Renegade really wants to get this kill onto Rain. Sure enough, he does grab it, gets taken out, but coming off that spawn and being in that position, it's pretty much best case scenario for him there.
Commonly here with the scatter shot is going to have to live as long as possible because he is defending basement solely by himself right now as Str8 Rippin is going to try to figure out where exactly they want to approach this situation. Heinz, he's going to drop the Shotzi, and that's just not a good death because now you have to wait for him to spawn before you can push over here and decide exactly what you want to do. And look at that. There's another staggered death as Commonly is going to die. Rain, he's no shields as well. Heinz is going to get the kill onto Boo-Boo-Doo-Boo, and then you can see everyone charging in towards that basement area. That's why it's so important to control that scatter shot, and now Heinz has it. So let's see if he's able to get that reset and control the barrel side of the map, which no one's been able to control yet for Str8 Rippin quite yet.
Oh, but he will go ahead and grab a kill. That was just a 2 dead here for Splyce. So it looks like they're coming off spawn back over here towards the bunker. So we'll see if they're able to get control of this nest here. Str8 Rippin taking quite some time here to regain lab control.
That was some serious damage.
Still not able to grab control, though, even when they kind of look like they're in better position. Finally securing Nest, but completely sacrificed basement.
Yeah, it's a decent trade at best, but eventually Nest is going to go right back on over, so you're going to see a Nest for BR-based trades. So overall, you're going to have to reset here if you're Str8 Rippin, try to capture BR base, and then try to hold this poor man setup as the camo is going to be coming up, which means you have to hold the overpass, which is exactly what Heinz is doing. So heads up play by Heinz, but Renegade is going to shut that one down. And now camo is coming up here as Railgun's going to come up as well, commonly picking up a kill. He does have the Railgun too, so let's see if he's going to be able to get the camo. If he can secure, that is such a strong combo here. Not able to land that one onto Shooter. And limited ammo too, so he's just going to back off, get that kill onto Renegade, and live to fight another day. Str8 Rippin continuing to rack up some points here with this poor man setup. Eventually, you're going to see Splyce rotate towards the nest. It's just a matter of when are they going to be able to.
Yeah, straight to
commonly.
Oh, we'll see if he comes out here. No, looks like he runs out of ammo. You're not going to be what you want to see there, but regardless, that kill does get cleaned up here, but control back over to Splyce. And that was basement control that could have essentially been, commonly could have bought a whole lot more time for us. So that's a little unfortunate to see here. I know he can't be happy with that one.
Oh, I think that he either thought his railgun went off, or the other option is that he got a call out and thought that that player was no shields, so he decided that he wanted to switch on over and try to clean up and conserve the ammo, which I understand where their head's at there. Especially when you're down and you're trying to, get as many slays as possible and just save as many resources as you can. But now Renegade has this railgun. He's going to try to put it to use behind, giving him the business with the beatdown over there. Now Shooter's the last guy alive. Commonly going to rotate on over towards the basement. There's going to be a player over towards the back wall. That's going to be Shooter. He's going to drop basement going on over to Str8. You have the Noxide capturing nest as well. BR base is going to go on over to Splyce. But again, when you're trying to capture nest, you really have to focus that under and overpass area. And that's exactly what Commonly's doing, helping over towards the basement window. So now we're seeing the first actual setup here for Str8 Rippin in terms of slowing it down and waiting for Splyce to come towards them. It's going to be basement and nest, but how long can they hold this, Kyle?
Yeah, commonly is over here by himself now, trying to hold down the outside of the map. As you saw, Rain was taken out here. So commonly and Rain, the two newest members here to this squad, trying their best to just control basement here. Commonly's doing a pretty good job. Great grenade as Shooter thrusts right back into it, but Shotzzy comes back, answers with a kill of himself. Now we're in a 2v2 situation. Basement starting to be captured by Shotzzy. Railgun and Scattershot get taken out. That's going to be a really big kill on Renegade when he turns those weapons over.
Yeah, and now you're going to see basement going on over to Splyce here. Camo is going to be the next big play. Is Rain going to be able to secure that one after he did just get the kill on to Shooter here with the railgun? Shotzzy now no shields. There's another kill there for Rain. You're going to have the poor man set up over here as the camo does pop up. Str8 Rippin going to grab that one. You need to have help over towards the basement window, and that's what Heinz is doing. He's going to drop down and get that kill on to Boo Boo Doo. However, Shooter is on top of that towards the barrel side. He's going to shut that one down. You're going to have Shotzzy capturing BR base as well. Str8 Rippin can't give this up for free over there, and that's exactly what they do. One player over there, there's two players over there, excuse me. I thought there was going to be one player over there capturing that. Nice melee there from Denoxide, but it looked like that was an opportunity for Str8 to potentially get that reset onto BR. Instead, they're going to rotate towards the basement. Big 1v1 there. Commonly going to come in with the help onto Heinz, and they're going to have BR base, or excuse me, they're going to have basement and nest here for Str8 Rippin. So this is a good setup. Again, let's see how long they can control this as Renegade gets that kill onto Rain with the scatter shot in your kill feed. And you're going to have someone locking down the carbine. So Heinz being on top of all the positioning that he needs to be. However, there are slays going left and right in the favor of Splyce, including that Hail Mary grenade from Shooter.
That was a great grenade coming out of Shooter to secure that kill. Predicted Heinz's thrust backwards, knew he was weak. The grenade lines up perfectly to secure the kill and essentially just turns Nest over to their favor. So Str8's doing a really good job. They recaptured BR base while trying to focus or keeping them out of Nest here. So back to a little bit of a poor man's setup, as Tom would say. But that is a big win for Shooter. Not what Denoxide wants to see, as he just lost that scatter shot once again.
That's such a big kill there. I'm not sure if Denoxide was looking for the trade, but felt like he should have got it. And now Shooter's able to put himself in a position to potentially stop these players from capture. Ooh, he gets the assassination and the reset. Heinz got out of the hill. He does win the 1v1 with the battle rifle onto the pistol there. However, that is a huge play for Shooter. One of those plays that Shooter always makes to try to save the series.
Ooh, but I think that was Denoxide grabbing the railgun. Actually took the railgun off the map here. So this could be potentially really big for them, not having to worry about that weapon.
Nice job by Commonly calling that out, waiting for a teammate to come in. And you do have Nest currently, so now he's going to rotate on over, working with Heinz. You're seeing a lot of great teamwork coming in. And Heinz with the double kill. really stepping it up here in this game. Very well played here by Str8 Rippin. Commonly's going to find the kill onto Boo Boo Doo Boo, looking for more. He's going to find that one onto Renegade as well. Str8 Rippin takes their first lead of the game as well. So Commonly's just going to try to lock this down. I'd love to see him get up onto this area. Yes, exactly what he needed to do. However, Shotzi's aware of it and lays down the shots. Commonly just a little bit slow get into that area. Shotzi too quick coming around the corner. That's so unfortunate that he wasn't able to get in that. He would have been able to hide and wait for these players to come around, but Shotzi just too clean with the shots.
Ooh, great grenade comes in, actually picks up Boo Boo Doo Boo. That's a numbers advantage. Back in control here. Nobody from Splyce was in nest. So Str8's got plenty of time to rotate over here and try to contest this one. to regain, capture, whatever they feel like doing right now. If they're given, if Splyce is giving them this opportunity and giving them this much time.
Yeah, 12-point lead here for Str8 Rippin as they're going to be going for the nest on the side of Splyce. Shotzi has the scatter shot, though. He needs to reload his pistol, not realizing that he only has a couple of shots in this one before he's going to have to reload. That's a good opportunity, though. Just sit here with the scatter shot, wait for these guys to come over towards that Whitehall, maybe bounce it against the wall, but there it is. He has to reload, and he gets caught out down towards the trenches area. So we'll see if anyone from Str8 Rippin was able to call that out. Shotzi even misses his auto-stabilized clamor over there, still is able to recover over here and just waiting for these players to come down. I love the fact that he's locking this down by himself and probably calling out to his teammates. Everyone else watch the barrel side of the map. Very nice execution coming out from Splyce.
Now, Shotzi still has 2 scatter shots left here in this weapon. Rather than go contest
Spawn's behind him now.
Yeah, he decides to go back to BR base, and there's going to be some big fights here happening. Commonly doing what he can to stay alive and be a distraction. Might work out in their favor if he's able to buy more time here and give Str8 Rippin the opportunity to rotate towards nest.
Yeah, exactly. As long as he's just staying alive as long as possible. Now Renegade had to overextend in that situation. That buys time for nest for Str8 Rippin, and there it is. They are able to capture nest, but look at that rotation coming in from Splyce. Already on top of the fact that they were going to nest, and now made their way over towards the basement. Renegade has the railgun. I believe Camo popped as well. Hines got the kill. I believe that was a trade of the Camo guy. And now you have Scattershot still in the hands of Shotzi. Is 3 dead here for Str8 Rippin. Denoxide, last guy alive.
Yeah, and as we see here on your screen, Shotzi's still moving around, just controls Whitehall. Most of the game, he clearly likes to be the guy locking down this side of the map, just moving between that railgun spawn and picking up those frag nades there in Whitehall. Immediately pushes over, focusing on that triple cap, and they recognize that, as long as he stays alive here, no matter what Str8 Rippin does, they're just going to be trading strongholds once again.
Wow, it looks like Str8 Rippin's going to elect to go for the BR base instead of making a push on over towards the nest. Shotzi almost scattershotting himself in the face, bouncing off the wall there, even gets that kill onto Hines. Can he get the kill onto Commonly? Crispy shots taking Commonly down to no shields, coming around the corner with the bait and switch. That grenade isn't going to connect, but only 5 more points here, and Splyce is going to be able to win this one. If they're able to capture the basement, that should be it. You can see Str8 Rippin desperately has to push in there and flood towards that area. Denoxide goes in there. He's going to drop. Now the last guy alive. Rain, all 4 dead there from Str8 Rippin. That's going to be game number 1 as Shotzi gets a triple kill, almost a killing frenzy to end that game, and he used every single one of those scatter shot bullets, Kyle, just completely locking down the map.
Yeah, I mean, he essentially cut down Whitehall and Nest by himself for the majority of the end of that game here. And you could see the rest of his teammates just kind of had free reign to move around. And even though Shotzi didn't rack up a whole lot of kills there, he was such a distraction. He kept Scattershot out of the enemy team's hands and was even able to secure Nest when Str8 Rippin tried to make their rotation towards BR base.
Yeah, just phenomenal way to end that one for Shotzi. 17-9 as we take a look at the stats. 21-14, the big slayers, Shotzi and Renegade on Splyce, going big. Meanwhile, for Str8, nothing really standing out. Pretty clean across the board. Commonly 13, 13, and 15, putting up the best stats there for Str8, but really it all comes down to the weapons here as we take a look at the power weapon kills. 4 for Shotzi, 4 for Renegade, so 8 total for Splyce. Only 2 power weapon kills for the entire Str8 Rippin squad.
Yes, and Str8 Rippin, something they've always struggled with, especially since they lost Renegade, is just who goes and controls those power weapons and keeps them all game. You just don't see the same kind of power weapon control like Shotzi running around with the scattershot, almost a killing frenzy, locks down 2 strongholds, keeps scattershot, not only racks up kills with the scattershot, prevents it from falling into the enemy's team's hands. Str8 Rippin, on the other hand, consistently just loses the weapon and turns it over without racking up a whole lot of kills or anything like that. Str8 Rippin, fantastic job on rotations and using their teamwork, but it's really the power weapon control that they've always struggled with.
Yeah, and it's a matter of power weapon control and also getting it out of the enemy team's hands, making sure that they're not going off with huge sprees, being on top of the power-ups. But overall, out of all the games and the scrims and series that I've been watching over the last couple of days and weeks, I'm honestly pretty impressed with the way that Str8 was able to fight that one, especially considering the stats that we saw in terms of how bad they were outslayed. Only lost that one by 14 points. It seemed like Splyce kind of took it up a notch down towards the end, but that's what kind of happens when they do have the weapons and you're being rotated so quickly off your spawn and the deaths come flying in left and right. So we'll see what happens in game number 2. It's going to be a Slayer. Let's take a look at the series layout and see exactly what the game types are coming up. Again, we're not playing the same 5 game types, which is extremely refreshing. And now we move into Coliseum Slayer, another one of those where you have the rockets, you have the sniper rifle. You got to control those if you're Str8 Rippin.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, not only during Pro League, but back, going back to Halo World Championships 2016 when the rosters were similar, the former Str8 Rippin, going into the most recent Worlds, Rockets come to mind specifically. I think maybe even sparring with a couple snipe shots literally changed the outcome of the entire series with some of the clutch shots he had. So, for example, Halo World Championships,
I remember,
or was it Fall Finals?
I remember there was a player, I specifically remember in the Halo, no, it was Fall Finals, where there was a player that was no shields over towards the right-hand side, which was Spartan on the sneaky.
On
and
Coliseum.
I think it was Ace over towards top catwalk, could have looked to the right and got the cleanup onto the kill, and they would have won that series for sure. Instead, Spartan, he was called out or not called out, who knows, but ends up pretty much killing the entire team when he was no shields, and all 4 players were surrounding him.
Well, rewind time in that game. Spartan had the rockets, got the kills at the end and clutched it, but he died 3 times in a row with the same set of rockets, and Str8 Rippin was never able to pick up those rockets.
Exactly. That's one of those things that you see how important it is to pick up the weapon on the dead player's body, which is why I'm always preaching to roll with your weapons guy. Like, if you're watching his back and he dies, then you get the weapon. Why not watch his back? I mean, honestly, that's what I always do. Even shoot him a couple times. Yeah, I mean, we did it to each other all the time. I mean, and we're still friends, so it's not that big of a deal. But the point is Ryanoob picked up that sniper off Suspector's body and then went on a killing spree. And we see how big such a small thing like Suspector not getting a lunge on his melee and Ryanoob getting a lunge on his melee turns the tide of the game. Ryanoob goes on a killing spree. 4 snipes, I think. He picks up 4 out of the last 7 kills for his team. And Luminosity ends up winning that series, potentially avoiding relegation. So it's just insane to think about because now Evil Geniuses and Str8 Rippin and Ronin all sitting on their back foot. Liquid as well, still trying to pick up a couple more wins, but Luminosity has to be feeling good after picking up that second one.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's a great opportunity for them. They are going through a lot of internal turmoil, essentially, on their team, using Ryanoob as a sub here as well. But Ryanoob clearly showed up today and had probably the best performance out of any 8 players that we saw here today in that first series.
There's no doubt in my mind that some of these amateur players are just as skilled, if not more skilled, than some of the players that we have in the Pro League, which is why I love the fact that Atlanta is going to be that open format so we can continue to see these players grind out. And you have to keep in mind that the amateur players, they have way less to play for than the pro players who are sitting on organization salaries, who are getting funded to go to events, who are collecting money from the Pro League, who are continually getting more practice. The amateur players don't have any of that. So the fact that they can continue to stay and play at a high level is just absolutely insane to the amount of determination that they have. Nothing but respect for everyone that is still playing in the Legendary Cups.
Yeah, so the pros of old are like the AMs of new, Tom, is what we're looking at right now. And as we see in this game number 2, Str8 Rippin starts off with a lot of aggression here coming out of Splyce already. Team nade. Hines capitalizes on that one, grabs an early double kill, great positioning. Ooh, and looks like I heard a snipe shot happen. Looks like that is Shotzi with the sniper rifle as he thrusts right off the map there, so won't be able to see that weapon here for quite some time.
Yeah, Hines having himself one heck of a game so far. Even having himself one heck of a series so far. I mean, the fact that he was able to pick up that kill and rig when he was over towards the underpass, and now Denoxide has the rocket, so this is looking good here for Str8. But keep in mind, the sniper is off the map. And if I had to pick, and looking at the players right now between Renegade and Shotzi, and all the slang power coming out from the side of Splyce, I would say that's not a bad scenario for Str8 Rippin to be in.
Yeah, I mean, and we just spent a good minute talking about how weak their power weapon control is. If there were no power weapons on the map, Str8 Rippin might be our #1 seed.
I don't know about that, but we'll see. Maybe we should try no power-ups on the map and see how it goes, Kyle. No, but power-ups make the game so fun, and it creates conversation about, you know, where to set up, and it creates action on the map. And that's something that Str8 has also struggled with, is not just the controlling of that, but what to do when the next round of power-ups are coming up, making sure that they're getting and picking off kills and then rotating the spawns after that. So when the game is slowed down, that's really when other teams have picked them apart, and that's exactly what Splyce is kind of doing in terms of what they're trying to do right now. They're like recognizing, hey, Str8 Rippin, we've seen them slow it down a little bit and kind of get picked apart. Can we do it here to them? However, they're really spread out from Splyce. So if Str8 Rippin was to collapse on either one of these sides, it's pretty much over for these guys. They could rotate either side of the spawns.
Yeah, and I mean, the whole reason, you know, besides power weapons being fun, they force teams to rotate and they force map movement, essentially.
Yeah,
Same
action,
thing objective game types do. In a Slayer, you can just stand off, you know, wait, hide in corners, but if you do that and a power weapon comes up, there's a good chance somebody's pushing in and collapsing on you and picking up an overkill here. So that's just how it functions, and you can see teams that control the power weapons the best are teams that recognize how the flow of the game is supposed to be played and are able to work together to secure those weapons.
Yeah, ooh, now they're getting too aggressive. I was going to say, Str8 Rippin, just wait for these guys to come out and wait to get the pick. Instead, they get way too aggressive. Whoa. Charge in. Ooh, Denoxide potentially looking for a huge kill onto Boo-Boo. Auto-stabilize and finds it, laying down some even more shots onto Renegade. Now we're all tied up at 11. And look at that, Shooter finding those rockets on the ground. We were just talking about how important that is to be aware. However, he doesn't reload the rockets quite yet. So there it is, reloading now, having 2 in the chamber. In case anyone wants to come around the corner, he's going to be laying down some serious damage. Sniper rifle came up, so he's just trying to secure this side, and he does so with that rocket onto Heinz. There's number 2 onto Rain. However, very nice thrust by Rain, staying alive. Look at that, commonly just crouching on over towards the pyramid, getting that assassination, but that gets traded out, and we are back tied again at 14.
Yeah, and keep in mind, rockets are over in the favor of Splyce. Sniper rifle was in Shotzi's hands to start this one up, and they had the second one as well. So, being this a tied game, this is a good position for Str8 Rippin to be in, that they've been able to keep it this close.
Yeah, and Rain fortunately misses his clamber there. So if he would have clambered up, he would have died. All the way down to the trenches now is where Rain is going, commonly with almost a nice kill onto Shooter, but Shooter getting the better of him there. Rain not able to get the cleanup as well. Now he's going to show onto Radar for Shotzi to give the assassination onto him. So that's 2 kills there going on over to Splyce right when the rockets are coming up here, and Boo-Boo with the sniper rifle too. So this is where we can see potentially Splyce start picking these guys off as they are towards the rocket side and the snipe side, trapping Str8 Rippin inside of red base. There's another assassination coming in, 4-kill lead here. 5-kill lead as Renegade finds that perfect onto Denoxide, and this is scary. 2 sets of rockets and a sniper rifle in the hands of Splyce.
Yeah, we'll see what Str8's able to do, what kind of coordination and charge they can put together, try to get these weapons out of their hands. So plenty of time left. As you can see on those player outlines, they got 3 players, or Splyce has 3 members of Str8 trapped over there towards Blue Flag, and Denoxide, however, is going to be bottom center. But Boo-Boo gets taken out. He's the player that had the sniper rifle, so this is going to be their opportunity to push out and try to make something happen here.
Look out, commonly coming in with the ground pound, but Shotzi, such patience with the rockets. Denoxide has killed 2 priority targets so far, but it gets shot down by that plasma grenade coming in from Shooter. It looks like they stuck each other there in that instance. So picking up 2 kills in an area where he was the last guy alive. Nice job there by Denoxide. They're the rockets though. Oh, rockets in the face there. Boo-Boo shooting himself, getting the suicide there, but actually the kill going on over to Commonly, and Heinz finding the sniper rifle. Str8 Rippin getting some weapons. Let's see what they can do with them.
Yeah, let's see what Heinz has got. You don't get to see this guy sniping all that much, but he's always been pretty talented with it. He just ultimately turns it over to his teammates most of the time. You know, take this responsibility here. I like to play aggressive, and you can always tell when somebody is extremely comfortable with the sniper rifle. It's hard to be on the same level as like Snipe Down and some Renegades, things like that.
This is what I've been waiting for Heinz, is to get one snipe and then immediately move to another angle. And then if he doesn't find anything, move into another powerful position. Right here, he's making his way over towards the cave. But here's the problem, is they don't have any support, right? So now he's the last guy alive, and this is not a good situation to be in. We're looking at virtually a tied game, and instead now Heinz in a situation where he may have to toss this one off. So heads up play, that's exactly what he should have did, not turning that one over. But I would love to see someone help secure that elbow area and then let Heinz snipe over towards the elbow. A lot of people say, oh, well, that's a noob strategy. That's what everyone always used to do. Well, you know what? It's still a good place to sit in, and you have a lot of good angles.
Yeah, I mean, lines of sight is so big in this game type. You want to just create, especially when you have a weapon like the sniper rifle, just as much distance between you and the enemy that you're fighting here. Ooh, nice job, Commonly keeping alive here. Still only down by 2, even though they've really not been able to get much going with the weapons.
Yeah, you can see Commonly was trying to play his radar right there, seeing if anyone was going to come around the corner, and Shooter picked up a double kill and is laying cover fire down onto the knock side. So getting 2 kills and taking another player down to no shields when the game's only a 4-kill difference.
And we'll see here. It looks like Str8 Rippin split up both bases.
Heinz looks like lost rockets too. I'm not sure if those were empty or not, but I believe those were. I didn't see anyone pick those up. So yeah, it looks like nope, Boobadoo picked them up.
Ooh, but looks like the collapse on Renegade's happening over here towards Fountain, but the rest is Splyce. They're literally all over the map. Denoxide grabs one needs to stay alive here. Carbine just too powerful. Shooter on Rocket side of the map will pick up a kill there, but ultimately be taken out as well. Still within 4, but now it looks like overall snipe tower control is in favor of the rest of Splyce here.
And taking a look at the stats, you have Shooter sitting at 13-6. Phenomenal game for him so far. Boobadoo sitting at 6-9. Rain at 3-10. Meanwhile, Commonly 12-12. So solid game coming out from most of the players, but we're going to stick on board with Rain and see what he can do, since he is currently sitting, I believe, again at 3-10. So really looking for him to kind of bring it back here. -7 in a 7-kill game could be the big difference maker if he could go on a little bit of a run, but unfortunately for him, you can see a couple players are dropping, and now he's going to be forced to make a pyramid push while there's someone already over there. So just unfortunate for Rain, trying to fill the spots that need to be filled, but they are already on top of it on the Splyce side.
Yeah, I mean, you can tell Str8 knows where they want to go, and it's just not as coordinated as what you're seeing from Splyce there, as you did have Commonly push up towards sniper side of the map, or as Rain push up towards sniper side of the map. You can see player outlines, there were his teammates kind of all over the place towards Rocket side, but however, for Splyce, they were essentially all 4 near each other where they can quickly or within a second or 2 help each other out.
How old was Shotzzy when Combat Evolved came out?
I think he's a 2000 kid, so
pretty much 1 years old.
Yeah.
So Shotzzy getting the Combat Evolved medal before he was even born, apparently. And he's I thought he was shutting it down with the rockets, but instead he is going to whiff the last rocket, and it's going to 50-35 win for Splyce. I mean, the game was what, like 30-30 or something at some point? I mean, it was really, really close. Str8 Rippin was in it, looking like they were going to be able to potentially push this into a pretty solid series, but Splyce, they go up 2-0. 2 fairly close games overall, just not able to capitalize with the weapons as much as they would have wanted. Once, I believe it was Heinz had the sniper rifle in the cave, that was Str8 Rippin's opportunity, and they missed out on it because 2 players dropped on over towards the snipe side. You had another player, I believe, towards the rocket side, dropped as well, and Shooter and Shotzzy just too strong. Shotzzy with 2 phenomenal games in this series so far, and then Shooter 15-6. Can't say enough about how sneaky he plays.
And that's just one of the worst feelings, especially for Heinz. You know, when you're on your team and you get a sniper kill and you rotate over into cave, and next time you press back, you've got 3 of your teammates dead, and you're getting collapsed on with the sniper rifle. It's just a bad situation.
Happens to Heinz a lot. I was getting flashbacks of their series against Ronin when Heinz rotated the same thing on over towards the cave and brings the snipe over there, and still multiple players dropping. The thing is sniping from the cave when your teammates are already on top snipe and on the ramp doesn't do much because you're not getting good enough angles. What you should be doing is probably sitting in the window, waiting for players to charge out of their window or out of their elbow, and waiting for that, or just try to get over towards that elbow so you can kill anyone that's rotating on over towards the fountain so they can't even get into that situation. So you have to be very aware of where your teammates are and where they're looking when you're sniping, and he rotated into a spot where people were already watching that area, and then unfortunately his teammates dropped all around him. Right play was to toss it off, but after that, you just saw numerous rockets going on over to Splyce. They just ran away with it.
Yeah, I mean, Shotzzy takes the sniper rifle off the map, the first one. Heinz jumps one off the map. And then essentially you stopped seeing Str8 get the weapons, and you saw Splyce just pull ahead and run away with the game. So when the game was close, like we were talking so many times before, almost getting redundant now, like Str8 Rippin, they are the strongest on maps without the power weapons, as really looks like all 4 members really need to improve and work better, especially, or, you know, just change up their playstyle when they have the weapons, because they're not using the advantages to their favor.
Yeah, I've been telling Heinz for quite some time to play a little bit more selfish, because he is king. I got to help everybody on the map, and sometimes you can just spread yourself a little bit too thin. And you see players like Royal 2 where it's like, man, is he literally baiting everyone? But he has something, you know, the bigger picture in mind, where it's his job to control this area, and he's just adding so much pressure on the map that you feel like you either don't know where he is or you're just scared whenever he has a weapon.
Yep, and as we can see here, Shooter just playing some defense, recognizing numbers advantage over to Str8 with that railgun in their hands. He needs this, or he's waiting for Boo Boo Doo Boo essentially to spawn here. And then you'll see Splyce start making a move to get out of their base here, but they're taking this one slow. They're wanting Str8 to be the ones to make mistakes here.
Yeah, and Shooter just waiting for his opportunity to get some numbers, and then he's going to eventually get out of here. But I like the way that he played that one, because if Str8 Rippin was able to get some sort of momentum, CTF Fathom could end very quickly. And we actually saw Ronan give Str8 Rippin a taste of that medicine in the first match that they had against each other, where it was a 3 to 4 minute game, 3-0. Ronan pushed that to game number 5 and completed a 2-1 series comeback to win that one. And now he's made his way all the way to the enemy base throughout all of that, all because he stayed alive. So it's just a matter of really just valuing your life, and every single time that you spawn, making yourself just a very hard kill, and also making sure that you're helping out your team in any way possible.
Yeah, and you see Denoxide doubles back to his base, wants to make sure he can clear it out there. Renegade does get taken out. Now Denoxide, we'll see if he can do the jump, messes it up a little bit, but he is trying to get top center here. We'll go ahead and make it the second time. Another 30 seconds or so for this overshield to spawn. And you can see a 3v3 situation. The callouts are coming in. A player no shields gets taken out. The question is anyone in position to try to get a flag pull here?
Oh,
great
my.
ground pound coming out from Denoxide here. I'll take a quick peek at the stats on my end. Denoxide 7 kills already. Tom, next highest on his team is only 3.
Yeah, Denoxide playing fairly well. Last 2 games especially, and you know, controlling this top center area when the railgun's coming up is exactly what you want to do, but you saw too much treehouse emphasis coming in from Splyce. Now, Denoxide, he has the right mindset here, is getting up top and doing the jump again, but he's going to need more help controlling this treehouse. The goal is to control top center and the enemy treehouse, and now you can see Denoxide is trying to infiltrate over towards the elbow, but unless he's able to get this kill and not get spotted, it's going to be very difficult, because he's getting pinched in between 2 areas, and realizing that he ends up challenging this. However, Renegade cuts him off with the light rifle. Fantastic play there by Renegade. Commonly, let's see what he's going to be able to do with this railgun. You do have 2 players playing defense right now for Splyce, and another one over towards top center, so Commonly going to have to be aware of the other guy right now that can potentially come around and kill him, and that is going to be Shooter, who's flanked all the way towards the silo.
Commonly's got that railgun, gets a kill on one, damage onto another player. He's trying to push in, but they got to be careful, because if you don't push in immediately following getting an enemy team down, they can come up of spawn so close to you and just get into position so quickly to either get a flag pull or a flag stop that you can't have any kind of hesitation.
Yeah, that was a nice try by Commonly, stayed alive as long as possible. Shooter, though, has been alive in this silo area for so long. Rain finally shutting that down with the battle rifle. Boo Boo Doo Boo gonna get the trade onto Heinz. That's gonna be Rain flying with the assassination onto Boo Boo Doo Boo. Shotzzy gonna return the favor with the kill onto Rain, and now you see him just getting pegged with the light rifle from across the map. Someone on Str8 playing some serious defense. That's gonna be Commonly, as you can see in the right, has that gun. And then you have 2 players from Str8 also rotating towards the treehouse. So Splyce gonna try to do exactly what Denoxide was doing and control the bridge, push into the treehouse, and then eventually try to run the flag throughout that area. But like we were saying, Kyle, it's so much easier when you have 2 players over here. So the bait and switch coming in from Splyce, you don't even have to turn around, Shotzzy, and you're still gonna live. Nice grenade going on to Rain. It's going to be Rain and Heinz versus Shotzzy and Renegade, and look at that. Somehow they pull it off.
Yeah, they just got, what, 3 kills? The bait and switch was actually on another level. I got to fault Denoxide a hair there. So when you peek around the corner, I guarantee you, he had the call out that there's a player in there, no shields. You got to recognize it.
But what do you do when that guy's like walking backwards towards you doing a moonwalk? Like, you kind of just want to watch him dance, right? You don't want to shoot him.
You got to be able to just change up who you're shooting at to recognize the no shields player. It's always better to pick up a trade, you know, in that scenario here. And you saw exactly what happened. He wasn't able to get the kill.
Oh.
Their health came back, and then 2 more kills going over in favor of
And look
Splyce.
at that. Rain not able to connect. Oh, and he even dies to Renegade's melee there. So unfortunate for Str8. And good timing by Shotzzy. I mean, he went up there. Rain was about to railgun that area. He grabbed the camo, even lived throughout all of that, even took the correct route by not going to where Rain was predicting with that railgun. And now we're going to see potentially the first cap going on over to Splyce. Boobadooboo just a thrust away, so he's going to wait for his shields and his thrust to come back, pick it up, and doesn't even need the thrust to secure that one. Str8 Rippin going to have to get top center. Rain rotates on over towards the silo, but that's bottom of the map. They need to get on top of the map ASAP and just regroup.
Yeah, I mean, Str8 Rippin's able to trade kills a lot of the times here, but as far as holding map control and actually getting a flag out of the base, that's been a completely different story for them. Now we're seeing this is going to be a great collapse coming in from Splyce. 3 dead for Str8 Rippin overall, as you could just see.
Wingman and killing spree, Kyle.
Yeah, just great back and forth bait and switch coming out from everyone here on Splyce. This team is really meshing together well.
Ouch, that melee looked like it hurt. 2 players now stuck in the engine area. Heinz, he dropped. Renegade, he's going to drop on over to the knock side. Is this going to be another flag pull here for Splyce? It looks like it is. Split spawn's coming in for Str8 Rippin, however. Nice trade coming in from the knock side. Heinz comes up off the spawn. He was the guy that got the splits. It's kind of up to him now to go for the return. However, he is getting pegged from top center. There it is, sacrificing his life for the return. Heads up by Heinz as railgun pops. You have camo coming up as well, and the knock side is just laying down serious fire from the bonfire. He's going to drop shooter with some help with Heinz, and now the flank comes in from Splyce as well. You can tell these guys really want to grab this railgun.
All right, now Denoxide finally getting that one. There's going to be a trade of his players over by Porch. Not able to connect on the almost blind shot here of that railgun. Denoxide's going to just pull this one back. Doesn't want to turn this weapon over. It's going to be a lot of crucial times. Yeah, camo is definitely going to be up here. They got to contest this one. Denoxide recognizing that, does connect there. Boobadooboo will go ahead and burn that.
Yeah, I believe that one was burned right around 23, so both Splyce and Str8 Rippin going to have to be on top of that one. And Str8, they've been playing this pretty well. I mean, game number 1, they were in it. Game number 2, they were in it. Game number 3, this is still a very winnable game for them. All they have to do is, like you said, Kyle, put it all together here. We're seeing some glimpses, some glamours, some really nice things. It's just not all there quite yet. Not able to infiltrate the base and make their way all the way in there. Xenoxide spending a lot of time trying to make his way up towards that little secret spot over towards the blue base, but not able to connect on the jump, and now he is in no man's land on the bottom of the map. Gonna have to get up instantly over here doing the jump and even predicting where Shotzzy's gonna go. However, Shotzzy with the double melee, a little bit quicker on the draw, commonly comes in with the cleanup. Here's one of those instances where you got to communicate that the weapon is down though, and commonly on top of that going to pick it up. How many shots are left though? It looks like just the light rifle and not much ammo in it either, so ouch.
Yeah, definitely not what you're going to want to see if you're commonly there. You want to get control of those power weapons, lock down top center. There's a good push here coming up. As you can see, the teamwork coming out of the garage side of the map here for Str8. Another big battle going to be happening here in the window. Heinz almost, you might have been taking no shields here. 2 dead. Another player in engine. They need to take this guy out now. That's 3 dead. Flags moving. Shots on the last player alive. And Str8 Rippin prime position to tie this one up.
You know what's crazy, Kyle, is look at the right-hand side. There's 3 light rifles in the hands of Str8 Rippin, and there's only pistols coming out from Splyce. So grabbing control of the rifles, that is the first time I've seen almost the entire team controlling the light rifle. And that's insane to think about when there's only 2 on the map. So the fact that they were able to have 3 of them and then continue to have the ammo really just shows that, like you were saying, Kyle, maybe they don't need the weapons. They just need rifles.
Yeah, exactly there. You can see 2 railgun kills here, however, coming out of Splyce. The most important thing for Str8 in power weapons is just not dying to them in the enemy team's hands. So, oh, that was in fact a great nade, recognizing where that player was probably going to be hiding, front of the base, trying to use the ledge there to get some protection. And as this flag is flying across the map, yeah, he is just going too fast with this one. A player is in the base. Some shots come out, but no, Heinz does have to back up, and they're going to play this one smart here.
Wow.
Just kidding, maybe.
Yeah, they were going to play it smart. And there it is. They get the cap. Looking for the double kill is Shotzzy. This guy just goes off the triple kill, looking for the over. It's on the flag if he wants it. Just shoot it towards the elbow. Not able to find it. Looking for some more, though, as they make their way over towards the blue treehouse for Str8 Rippin. Str8 Rippin still not out of it, only down 1 flag capture, but they have to get something going soon, and it starts with killing Shotzzy, who at the end of the games has just had phenomenal performances.
Yeah, and you can see 3 dead. Last guy alive is Shotzzy with 1 shot left in this railgun. It's got to be a scary moment for Str8, though, because even if they get control, get a flag pull, you always got to be worrying about this power weapon player hiding behind you. They are not able to track him down quite yet.
Not at all, and I love the way that Shotzi's just waiting around looking for information before he decides that he wants to react. That's going to be 2 light rifle kills going on over to Heinz and Str8 Rippin. If Shotzi's able to connect, though, that's going to stop the flag pretty quickly. Even has his battle rifle, no one pops out to help there either. So just really slow on helping the flag guy. And now they're getting way too desperate here, killing Frenzy for Shotzi. This is how you get countered, as multiple players popping up over towards the silo, still alive, but someone's going to have to shoot Shotzi and then go for the flag. You can't just expect to let this guy sit there and shoot for free.
Ooh, and that missed railgun might be exactly what Str8 needs to get back in this. I can't believe that flag didn't get returned. Looks like, oh, it's going to be a little bit of a flag standoff that we're looking at here, but that was oh my God, Shotzi just making it look easy right
Rain
now.
got a return on the other side of the map and is getting a counter pull, so we missed that, but Rain pretty much saved the series and the game right there. Str8 Rippin still in this one as Shotzi refused to go down, still on this killing frenzy, still staying alive, dodging grenades left and right. Look at the mechanics coming in, the YY constantly just canceling out the grenade animation, but still, bigger picture here is Str8 Rippin still has some life left in them with a minute left. All they have to do is get this flag return. They already have the flag at their own base, so if they can get this return and put this in, we will be going into overtime.
But I can't believe they honestly didn't get it returned. That was absolutely Shotzi going on to the next level of play, both with map movement and that flank to get 2 kills and help focus on that return. So overall, Shotzi just really, like you said, the mechanics here from this guy are crazy.
Yeah, he's just so smooth in his decision-making, know exactly what he wants to do. Nice job laying the shots down onto Rain as well. 30 seconds left before this one's all over. You could tell Splyce recognizing the situation here. They don't have to do anything. All they have to do is make sure this flag doesn't get returned, and they are going to win by time because of the fact that they have pulled the flag and got that counter. As Boobadooboo and Shotzi picking up 2 kills, one onto Heinz, one onto Denoxide. It's going to be one more push here for Str8 Rippin, and it doesn't look like it's going to happen based on where I see the player outlines. Renegade is pushing this flag over towards bottom middle. Not sure if that's the right move. He could potentially get the return for Str8. However, it is not going to happen. That's going to be 2-1 in the game, 3-0 in the series. Splyce going to take that one.
Yeah, I mean, it's hard to predict anyone other than Splyce to win this series. They're undefeated so far. Str8 Rippin coming into this matchup with not only 1, but 2 different players than what they're used to or been practicing on. Yes, there was a little bit of a break where players can try to get readjusted with some of these roster changes, but fortunately for a lot of these guys, it does come down to the last minute, and they have not had a whole lot of preparation time. So we will take a look at the stats here in just a moment, but wow, Splyce is coming out once again, proving how dominant these guys are. And Tom, just talk to me about Shotzi.
I mean, Shotzi, he went huge every single